I've been getting older and older and older and older, and I'm getting colder and colder and colder. Weight of the world on my shoulders, these shoulders with no love.
Hi, I'm B Deshae, and I am here today with rapper, songwriter, producer Dee Ace. How you feeling today, bro?
I'm feeling pretty good, man. I'm feeling in my element.
All right.
You know, it's a day. It's a nice day. It's a blessed day. So I can't complain. I'm feeling good. How you?
I'm feeling good. So you say you feeling in your element. What is your element for the people who don't know?
In my skin, in my passions, in my purpose. When I wake up and I just feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. When I'm chasing what I'm chasing after. When I'm achieving my dreams. When I'm living my dreams. When I'm doing what I love to do. And anything involving music or just my passion in general, I always feel so aligned, like I'm right where I'm supposed to be. So this is just one of the moments where I just feel like I'm right where I'm supposed to be. Like I'm doing what God put me here to do. So I'm feeling good.
I love that. That's so beautiful. And speaking of passions and dreams, for y'all who don't know, he just dropped a masterful album titled Inner Child. If you haven't heard it yet, go check it out. It is on all streaming platforms.
And on Even, go buy that shit.
Go buy it on Even, okay? Because artists do not get paid enough from streaming.
Facts. Or iTunes. It's up to you. But either way, if you stream it, that's cool too. Download it. That's cool. We appreciate all the love. But yeah, it does make a difference if you actually cop it, buy it, like we used to do back in the day. You did?
So tell us a little more about Inner Child. What birthed this out?
Man, it's such a long story because it was a journey, right? So I'll try to condense it and hit the highlights. But basically, I was working on another album that I thought I was gonna put out in 2020. And we all know then what happened in 2020. All that shit got like pushed to the wayside and I had to reevaluate, readjust. And as that year went on, I went through a lot of hardships. Grandma passed away, relationship issues, like just a deep, dark depression. So it just kind of took me out of whack. I stopped making music for a few months. This is like towards the end of the year. And then when I got back into it, I told myself I was just getting back into like things that I love to do. So whether that was the music or hooping or reading, like I've always read, but in college I started reading for like knowledge more instead of pleasure. So during that time I started like going to the bookstore and picking up books like for pleasure, fiction books, like stories, and just getting lost in another world. So I like to say all that helps conjure up like the energy and the spirit behind the album, plus the grief and everything. And so once I got back into like the music, I was just creating from a pure space. I knew like, okay, I got to finish this album that I was working on. But at the same time, I wasn't putting pressure on that either. It was just like, let me just create. So I dedicated 2021, like the first half of 2021 was just getting back to me and restoring who I am, because I felt like I had lost myself in 2020 and 2019, summer 2019. So I was dedicating that to getting back to myself. So the first 6 months of 2021 was just cooking up. So at that halfway point, I was evaluating myself. I was evaluating the music I had cooked up. And I was like, damn, like, this don't feel or sound like the same album that I was working on, that I thought like I was still working on this whole time. Mm-hmm. And after evaluating it, and I do this thing, this is my studio, so this is a very like at home thing, man. I'm glad you came to my element. So like I'm sitting in here and like I appreciate that. This is where the magic is done. And my whiteboards, you see like the whiteboards on the wall.
The whiteboards are phenomenal.
Man, like creativity, organization, all that. They all got different purposes. So I made one of my whiteboards, because I had one whiteboard for the album I was working on. And then once I realized there was something else, I made another whiteboard for it, and I started. Okay, these songs don't sound like this album. Let me put these over here. And it was initially just gonna be something that like I just kind of slapped together as like a precursor to the other album.
Yeah.
And it just got bigger and bigger and started to take on a life of its own. And then the name Inner Child just kept ringing off to me. So as I mentioned like before, I got back to things that I loved to do from like when I was younger. And that was true to me and getting back to myself. So that's kind of how like the spirit of Inner Child was birthed, even when I didn't know. And then back to my grandmother passing, I feel like she left me this album when she passed away. So as like I spent a lot of time with her growing up, and that was a big part of my inner child. So when she passed, I felt like I lost a big part of my inner child, my inner self. So diving right into the music to help heal me, like that's what I was pouring into it. All
Yeah.
that grief and all that like intentionality behind getting back to myself. And once I did that, man, it just took on a life of its own. And then the name Inner Child just kept ringing off. And I was like, nah, I don't want to call it that. You know what I'm saying? Because if I would have set out to make an album called Inner Child, it wouldn't have been this.
Yeah.
This was more like Inner Child as an adult.
Mm-hmm.
Rediscovering your inner child as an adult. I would have made Inner Child as like Inner Child as
like
a kid.
in the ode to the
to the
yeah.
kid. This was like an ode to the adult, but rediscovering your inner child as an adult. Two different perspectives. You know what I'm saying? So I just kept diving more into it. And from there, like I said, it just took on a life of its own. I settled on the name. I was like, okay, I feel like God gave me that name. So I sat with it. And then from there, I figured out a way to tie it into the whole story arc of the other album so I can make it make sense because I'm a big storyteller. So it had to make sense in the journey that I knew I was going on, I was actually on presently, and that I knew my career was going, where my vision was taking me. And from there, then the ideas started flowing as far as like, I'm sure we'll get into like the film and the concepts behind it and the rollouts, and it all just like built upon that. But that was like the starting point. You know what I'm saying? From the
So before we do get into all of that, you mentioned how, this album is not what you would have originally done for an inner child, but I think it was so necessary and something, especially for our generation, that we need about, no, like we're adults now, but don't let that kid inside die.
Yeah.
And so if you like thinking right now, I saw you had the PlayStation 2 in there and everything, like what other things are you doing to keep that inner child? You have a song in there called Older, and you say, I feel like I'm getting older, weight of the world on my shoulders. Like, how do we as, millennials do things right now to stay present and to keep that inner child alive so we can kind of take some of that weight off our shoulders from
That's a great question. First thing you should do is buy yourself a PS2. Because man, like I had a PS2 growing up, and I was still to this day, it's like my favorite system that was ever made. It was just, maybe it's the nostalgia of that era. Cause I remember the summer that I got a PS2, I spent that whole summer in Lake Charles, Louisiana, for those that don't know. You know what I'm saying? And I just remember, like, that's one of my favorite summers of my entire life. I was 8 years old, and I remember waking up every morning with my older cousin, it's like my big brother, Brandon, and my grandmother that I'm talking about, we stayed at her house, you know what I'm saying? So she would go off to work. My aunt would go off to work. So it'd just be me and him in the house all day, and all the cousins would come. I would wake up in the morning and they would be playing PS2, Madden or some shit. All the cousins would be over there. It's like 9 o'clock in the morning.
Playing the game.
Yeah, and I wake up to these niggas already on the game. You know what I'm saying? And then from there, it'd be like the whole day would be an adventure. Either I would go outside and have an adventure on my own with my friends in the neighborhood, and on the block and shit, or I would go with my older cousins and we would go. They would just take me around for a ride.
Missions.
Man, just Don't even know where I'm at and what I'm doing. Just like all over the place. So that was like real inner child nostalgic. So like the PlayStation 2, my mama gave my PlayStation 2 away. And she say she didn't. She hold that like she say she didn't get, but I'm telling y'all, she gave my PlayStation 2 away to this kid. And once like I had got like a PS3 or some shit. So I was salty about that for years. So I bought me another one, bought all my old games and shit.
Mhm.
So that helped. And just video games in general, because that's just what I love to do. Anything basketball related, you know, because I was a hooper. That was my first love. So anything basketball related helps me stay in tune with that. Music in general, like all these artworks and shit on the wall. That's why I like have been decorating my studio like this, that I'm still working on, because it reminds me of what got me to love music in the first place.
Yeah.
So when I took that break and I got back into it, I got back into it just for the love and because it was therapeutic. You know what I'm saying? So music helps. So I'm saying all these things that help me, but whatever helps you, like whatever you truly love to do, go back in time and remember what you used to do that brought you the most joy, whatever that is. And don't allow yourself to get into a space of, well, I'm too old for that. I got to do away with like childish things. Those aren't childish things. Those are things that are a part of you. You know what I'm saying? That you can still bring up to speed to the future and utilize in your day-to-day life to help you restore and renew and keep and nurture that inner child, that inner self, that person that's in you, that's living in you, that's been in you this whole time. You probably just pushed it to the side and it's been dormant. And that's why you be feeling like, I don't feel like myself. And I don't feel like, man, like I'm just working and I'm just doing this. And it's like, even with music, it got to a point where that shit was just like a job. And it wasn't as fun anymore. So I had to rediscover and renew, like, okay, why are you doing this? You know what I mean? You're doing this because you love to do this. So get back to that. Get back to just doing shit just for the pure joy and love and whatever that is in your life. And it'll help fight off those inner thoughts of, damn, I'm getting older, or damn, it's not even just that you're getting older, it's like responsibility.
Yeah.
Of like, fuck, like I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Like you're just putting more weight and responsibility on you, which is inevitable. You're gonna have as you get older. But that doesn't mean you completely replace all the things that you love to do with just responsibility. It's gotta be a balance to keep the core essence of you. So
balance is such a key word.
yeah.
You have some masterpieces on the wall in here. So I want you to pick 5 album covers off the wall and state the first memory that comes to mind of like where you were when you first heard it or what was happening when you first heard it.
All right.
All right.
Oh man, so tough. Okay, so I'll pick one first. The Carter 1.
Mm-hmm.
Most people, Wayne fans, especially like pop culture Wayne fans, we from Louisiana, so like we've been down since day one.
Since before Wayne
Hot
had dreads,
boys, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like you know what I'm saying? Like so the Carter is one of my favorite albums of all time. I remember this was 2004. I remember buying that CD, all these CDs I was buying, or my mama was buying it for me. That was a ritual that we did. Like went to the stores and she let me pick out CDs, Circuit City, Best Buy, whatever, wherever I can get my hands on a CD. Target, like all these places that have CDs, man. So the Carter, I remember we was on a trip. It was like my cousin was graduating from college. It was my cousin Sharnita. It's like my big sister. And I remember she was graduating in Galveston.
Mm-hmm.
Or we had her party in Galveston. I don't remember. I was young. One of the two. I knew she was living out there. But she used to live with us. And then she went to school in Galveston. And I remember we bought that CD. And, road trips was big. So I'd have my big CD case. You know what I'm saying? So I remember just listening to that CD, the whole ride there, the whole ride back, and it just became like one of my favorite CDs of all time. Like that is a classic, classic, classic. So
Absolutely.
Carter One, man. I love Wayne in general. He was and is still one of my favorite rappers of all time. But growing up, he was like my favorite rapper. Like
Sure.
first numero uno for sure. So yeah, Carter, the Carter One. Let me see. So Big Crit, his first album. Matter of fact, it's a few Big Crits right there.
It is.
Oh man, shout out to Big Crit, man. That's my dog, man. Like that's even crazy to say. But that like thinking about the question you asked me and then being able to say like I know this nigga now is fucking mind blowing to me. But I'm kind of torn on which one I want to pick. I'm not gonna pick his first album. I'm gonna pick his first. Well, it's his second mixtape, but the first one that I heard. So it's called Return of Forever. And I remember I was in high school. So this is about Return of Forever came out in 2011. And this is country shit. The remix was on there, and that's what made him like kind of pop on a mainstream level. And I remember 2010, 2011, I had got Bang in my car. You know, some Houston shit. I'm from the age, man. So I had my mama hand me down her car. It was a 1996 Infiniti i30. Black on chrome, like bitch was clean. And yeah, I slabbed that hoe out, bro. Like I put some Bang in my car. I had 212s in the trunk. Shout out my nigga Goldie Davis, man. He had the Bang in his trunk and he upgraded his shit and got 215s. And so he gave me his shit. And I just had to buy all the extra accessories and shit. I bought my amp, bought all the things I needed, the extra battery to go with it. Took it down the street to the flea market and had them hook it up.
People was hearing you before.
Man, bro, I'm telling you, bro. My mama used to be like, I can hear you before you even turn in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming down banging. So I used to come down banging that crit. That mixtape. I heard it wasn't even country shit. That wasn't even the first crit song I heard. I heard My Sub. And it's like that's a whole series now throughout his career. I think he's on like My Sub Part 6 now. Because he from the South, so he know that like the culture I'm talking about, the slab culture, he know that. So I brought we were sitting in the car one day. I was sitting in his car and he put that shit on. I was like, damn, bro, what's this? He's like, it's that nigga Big Crit, bro. This that My Sub. And we had them subs in the back. So bro, that shit used to bang. So man, that's like an early memory. And then from there, like he's been one of my favorites. And I dove into his career. Found out he produced, he engineered, he recorded himself. So he was like an early inspiration. I wasn't even seriously making music at that time, but he was an early inspiration to be like, I want to make music like that.
Yeah.
So for now, you know what I'm saying, for him to be like a real mentor, like a big bro, man. Shout out to Crit, man. Like that album mixtape. His mixtapes are albums. You know what I'm saying? They just called it mixtape because he sold it for free and out his trunk and shit. But that's a classic. So I say that. J. Cole. I got a lot of J. Cole on here. Mm-hmm. I'm torn between his first two mixtapes, The Warm Up and Friday Night Lights. So I'm gonna do both as like intertwined.
Okay.
Because the stories will go hand to hand. So it's funny, man. Like when I first heard about J. Cole, it was The Warm Up. Mm-hmm. I had a girlfriend at the time that was like a J. Cole diehard. She was like a real music hip hop head. So, because J. Cole wasn't mainstream at the time. So it's like, it's the blog era, man. Like, it's like one of the best eras of hip hop ever. I wish I came up in the blog era. And so like, we go to all these different websites and download mixtapes and be new music every day. Every day after school, I'm going to these websites to see like what new music came out, what new mixtapes came out. And she used to talk about this nigga Cole all the time. And I'm like, damn, bro, like I'm just like a young kid, you know what I'm saying? Fucking insecure and shit. I'm like, damn, bro, why you always talking about this nigga? Because he wasn't like some big time nigga. So it was just like, damn, do you know this nigga? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? So I was like, man, I ain't even fucking with that nigga like that. I hadn't heard nothing. I was just like, I just knew my girl kept talking about him. Like,
you wasn't feeling
I wasn't fucking with it. So I had downloaded the shit on my computer and everything because I was gonna listen to it, but she just kept talking about this nigga. I was like, all right, bro, like I'm not listening to this. So it just sat on my iTunes for like months, right? I scroll past the shit. I listen to music on the computer every day. You know what I'm saying? I was the music guy.
You was the one burning CDs.
Yeah, everybody come to my house and I get them straight. I should have been selling them hoes. I was just doing it off the pure love, like. So one day something just told me like to listen, just listen to that shit. So I put on the warm up and that shit changed my life. Like I heard Welcome and Can I Live? It's the intro, then it's Welcome and Can I Live? And I was like, I was sold.
That was all you needed to hear.
I was fucking sold. I kept listening. And then I got to this song, I think it's like track. And after Can I Live, Grown Simba. Like it was just back to back to back fucking classic. By the time I got to like track 6, and it was the song called Dreams. I think it's 6. It's like 6 or 7. I couldn't even make it to the rest of the mixtape because I just kept repeating the first 6 for like months. I didn't listen to the rest of the mixtape because I couldn't get past those first few songs because they were just fucking incredible. And then I eventually listened to the whole thing and I was like, yeah, and he became like my new favorite rapper. Shout out to Wayne. I still love Wayne, but Cole. And then again, I learned he was producing. And the reason why I fucked with Wayne and Crit so much, I mean, not Wayne and Crit, Cole and Crit so much is because I could see myself in them.
Yeah.
Wayne, I just love Wayne because he's just fucking incredible. Yeah. And the Louisiana shit in me, I could relate to that. But as far as like our actual stories, I couldn't relate to that aspect of it. Besides just being a young black fly nigga. But like,
oh Lord.
You know what I'm saying? Like
really not lacking in the confidence.
Yeah, like you know what I mean? But like other than that, like I couldn't relate to the actual you know what I'm saying? But Cole and Crit, like I could relate to the actual stories. And it made me feel like, like I was saying about Crit, I want to make music like that. So from the whole standpoint of them producing and shit like that, but also, damn, I could tell my story.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so that got me on that. And then to kind of loop in Friday Night Lights, that was the second mixtape. By that point, I'm already die hard. I'm in the club, Cold World all day. Like, I'm in the club, you know what I'm saying? And we went to a concert, me and my brother, X, we went to a concert at PV. Shout out Prairie View. And we got to a Cole concert for like $20, probably less than that. This is 2000, either late 2010 or early 2011, because Friday Night Lights had just came out, and we met him. Like we didn't like talk to him, but like he was going around afterwards taking pictures with fans. I still got this picture, and then years later, you know, I'm making music. I'm in the my career and my profession and shit, and I actually met Cole, and I got to like show him that picture. And like had that moment with him.
Circle.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm like, bro, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you, bro. Like, you don't understand. Like, your music changed my life, literally. Like, not to downplay anybody else's experience, but it literally changed my life because it changed the direction of my life. At that time, it was like, I'm going to the NBA. Clearly, I only grew to be 6'7". You know what I'm saying? I'm only 6'7". I needed to be 6'8". You feel me? So, like, I didn't make the cut. You know what I mean? I didn't make it to the NBA, bro. So at the time I was so devastated and I just started writing even more. And eventually I got into producing and it just changed literally the whole trajectory of my life to where like I really found my purpose. And that was because of the niggas. So these are long stories, but these are so special to me. Inner Child, I gotta throw Michael Jackson. I'm gonna just Michael Jackson in general. Like I'm not even gonna pick an album because his Thriller's right there. Off the Wall, I love the Off the Wall album. I want to say there's another Michael Jackson album. Maybe I haven't
Michael
put it up
Jackson
yet.
is unmatched for sure.
Yeah, I don't think I put it up yet. I have a whole bunch more covers and film, just stuff in general that I got to put up. But Michael Jackson, man, just enough said. It's like
There's
every generation, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Like I felt like I grew up, but at the time, thankfully, like I was born when he was still alive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So just incredible. I remember being a kid, like performing from in front of the family for the kid, for my family, like at like 5 years old. 6
So you
years
being
old.
main character energy.
Yeah, like I didn't know it at the time.
I didn't know you was prepared for the life.
Had no idea, man. Had no idea. So yeah, shout out to them. Gave me my first performance experience.
That was your 5.
That was 4.
That was 5. You did 2 and 1.
Yeah, but that counts as 1. I gotta do one more. I gotta do one more.
Okay.
I looped Cole into 1.
All right.
I'm trying to do 5 different artists.
All right, what you got?
I was trying to do 5 different artists. Okay, I am gonna do 5 different artists, and then I'll just add because I saw something, and I'll add that at the end, just a quick one. Kanye.
Okay.
Another one, man, just changed my life. It's hard to even pick an album. I'll just say Graduation.
Okay.
Even though it was all of them. But Graduation, man, I remember going to the store. That's when him and 50 Cent went head to head. I remember watching that shit after school, then being on 106 in Park, like who could sell the most in the first week. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because their albums were dropping on the same day, and it was this big thing.
And you was like, I gotta get my nigga Kanye.
I got both. I bought both because I was a 50 Cent fan too, so I bought both. I think Get Rich or Die Trying.
Yeah.
I bought both. You know what I'm saying? But I just remember that album. I loved his first 2 albums, but that one at that time, it was 2007, and I was just like, "Yo, this is crazy." I used to listen to it because that was right before basketball season, so before all the games, bus rides to other schools before the games, like that. You had your Walkman and your CDs. Man, I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you that. Yeah. So, and then just the production, knowing he produced too. So clearly, it was in me to be a producer earlier because I always gravitated to ones that could do both. Yeah. So, man, yeah, shout out to Kanye, man. He's another one that like a big musical inspiration. DJ Screw, man. Shout out to Screw, Fat Pat, Biggie and Pac, man. They up there. Shout out to all of them. But I gotta say one thing about this particular mixtape, Dedication 2. I'll say I was a big Lil Wayne fan. Dedication 2.
Dedication 2.
Oh my
probably
God.
One of my favorite pieces.
Oh my God, man. That mixtape is just like unmatched, man. Like, so yeah, Dedication 2, The Drive 3. I was scouring the internet every single day after school. Like literally, I would type in Lil Wayne in Google and go to the news section and sort it by date and see, did anything leak today? Besides LimeWire, I'm going everywhere. Did any new Lil Wayne? Knowing what I know now, half them songs weren't even real. They were either real or they weren't finished. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't matter. It didn't matter. Smart. So, yeah, shout out to them. I like that. That was a good exercise.
All right. So you talked about that unfortunate 6'7" height keeping you from basketball.
Man, I'm telling you, I could have been like the next Kobe Bryant.
But there is a skit in Inner Child where one of your childhood friends talks about, how you used to be in there watching film and everything else, but like you took that same dedication into music. So tell us about a little bit of that work ethic and how that allows you to be the type of musician and artist that you are.
Yeah, I got it from sports. Like I literally, it's the same thing to me. I literally got it from sports. That's one thing my coaches always said. Like I was always one of the hardest workers. Mm-hmm. I worked my ass off. You know what I mean? I just wasn't blessed with like some of the physical like attributes to make it to the league. You know what I'm saying? Like I could have played in college, but at that point I was already headstrong on music. So I was over it. I didn't want to dedicate that much time that it would require. and would have taken away from music. You know what I'm saying? It just didn't make sense at that point. But the work ethic taught me how to apply it then to the music. So it was just the same thing. I just transferred it over. You know what I'm saying? Like I had my mom's in the stands with that same camera over there in the corner, like filming my games. She didn't always do the best job. Like, cause sometimes she would like be looking.
She over here in the
yeah. But just the fact that she was doing it, like it's I'm so appreciative. You know what I'm saying? I still have a lot of those games like to this day that I watch. I use some of those in the trailers and stuff for the album. Yeah. So that was cool. It was a real full circle moment. And even that, like him saying that, like that wasn't planned.
Yeah.
We were literally working in the studio on Older that night. And I just had the voice memo going because that's just what I do to capture ideas before like I can lay them down just so I don't lose nothing. And we was just talking. It was like a whole bunch of us in there. Well, not a whole bunch because I don't like a lot of niggas in my sessions, but it was about like 5 people in there. That's a lot to me. And we was just in there vibing, and he was just telling us because it was like my college homies was in there, and then my nigga that's like I've been knowing since like 6th grade. And he was my point guard, so we was on the same teams. You know what I'm saying? He's like, this nigga told me in fucking 7th grade, like he was going home to watch film. Like watch film, like in 7th grade, like yeah, bro. Like I was dedicated.
Like it's not on you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I was studying the greats even then, you know, whatever craft I was doing, whether it's Kobe, Jordan, AI, T-Mac, like I was studying the greats and I just applied the same thing to music. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't no different to me. It's just a different sport. So yeah.
Based on your albums and just hearing in conversation, it's clear that you are such a huge music head and music has been such an influence in your life. So as an artist, like what do you want the younger generation to take from you? What type of influence do you want to be to up and coming musicians?
I'm not gonna lie and say I never thought about that because I definitely do think about that, but I've never really thought about the answer I would give if somebody asked me that. To be yourself. I think especially in this business, separating the business from the art form, in this business, people, entities, things, companies, labels, whatever, will try to push you in a certain direction to appease, you know, either their bottom line or whatever their motives are. But they'll try to push you in a direction that may not be you. So just being true to yourself, true to your artistic self, whatever that is, you know what I mean? Like, I don't place any limits on myself. I love all kinds of music. So in the example we just gave, I highlighted, you know, a lot of hip hop roots, you know what I'm saying? Besides like Michael Jackson and stuff, but I love all kinds of music. So I hope that they would hear those influences as well and get that. Like, don't just listen to whatever genre you make.
Yeah.
Listen to other stuff. Experiment with other stuff. Whether you're an artist or producer, try different shit. Be an inspiration, whatever that means. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be preachy. I don't think that I'm preachy in my music. I'm just telling my story. Tell yours.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like whatever that is, and somebody, if it's authentic, then somebody will find inspiration in that. I found inspiration in Wayne, but it wasn't like like I said earlier, that wasn't my story.
Yeah.
But it was authentic to him. So I still found inspiration in it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I would say, man. Just be yourself and just have fun with this shit. Like if you have the gift to be able to do this on any level, whether one person knows you or the whole world knows you, it's a blessing. It is a blessing. Like every day I get to come in here and make music, I never take it for granted. Like, damn, I can do this. Like this is amazing to me. You know what I'm saying? So Yeah, that's off the top of my head. That's what I would say. I probably have another answer in 5 years, 10 years. You know what I'm saying? But as I'm currently, presently in the moment, just be yourself, man, and be authentic. And from there, I'm big on storytelling. So tell your story.
Tell your story.
Yeah, whatever that is, or a story. It doesn't even have to be your story.
Mhm.
Tell a story, because I take a lot of stuff from other people's stories, not to like act like it's mine, like
Right.
I'm biting, but like to highlight other things. You know what I'm saying? It's no different than a filmmaker
Yeah.
or an author or a poet. It's the same. It's the same thing. It doesn't have to be directly from you, but I can take things that I've seen
Mhm.
that I was inspired by. I might have been inspired by crack junkie that I met when I was 11, and I'm now writing a song from his perspective.
Yeah.
I was inspired from things my father did, and sometimes I write songs like from his perspective, my mom or my homies, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So
Tell a story.
tell a story,
And
man.
let it go.
Storytelling.
That's good. So you are involved in multiple aspects of your music creation, not just the rapping. What was the most challenging skill for you to learn when doing music?
Um, recording myself. Yeah, recording myself. Rapping came natural. I'm not like I'm not a big freestyler.
Mhm.
Like I'm not even gonna front. Like I'm not gonna sit here and like right now just say the most insane shit you've ever heard off the top of my head. That's not my gift.
Mhm.
I can freestyle, you know what I'm saying, to an extent, but that's not my gift. My gift, I can freestyle an entire skeleton of a song.
Mhm.
Like the flow, cadence, the melodies, whatever. And I can mumble the whole shit. And I can take that and listen to it and be like, write the song from there based off that skeleton, and then boom, have a song.
Okay.
That's like my skill set when it comes to freestyling. But engineering and recording myself, like producing came pretty natural too. It took me a like while to figure out the program. But once I saw somebody else do it a few times and I got into my music classes
Mhm.
in college because I was a music minor, that came natural. Once I had all the tools that I needed to start, because when I was first trying to figure it out, I was just trying to figure it out like on my like laptop
Yeah.
keyboard. You know what I mean? Like not like a keyboard. So it was a little tricky. Um, but as soon as I bought like an actual keyboard and some sounds, and my first beat was I was proud of that hoe. Like it wasn't like damn that shit trash. Like the first beat that I finished, I was proud of that
That's
shit.
good.
I still like that shit to this day. Like I would change out the sounds and kind of update it to where I am now, but
Mhm.
like I fuck with that shit. Um, but engineering, that was deep water. Like I just knew that I couldn't keep buying studio time if I wanted to record and get as better as I wanted to get,
Mhm.
because you need reps.
Yeah.
You need to record to be a better recording artist. Like recording is a skill in itself, not just songwriting and writing. You can write the dopest song, if you don't know how to deliver it, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I bought that my equipment and I didn't know how to use it. Shout out to my boy Norman Sand. He taught me a lot of shit, man. It's my brother too from Houston. Taught me. That's another nigga I saw with a setup in his own crib. He'd wake up, record himself. He could rap, he could sing, he could produce, he could engineer. I was like, yep, I want to make music like that.
Mhm.
And as the first person I saw that was close to me, that I was like, oh, I can do this. And he gave me the game, taught me shit, and I still do all that shit to this day. But I bought my equipment. That nigga came over. So you see, like in my closet, in that studio closet, I have a big blue tub.
Yeah.
So that's like what I would travel around with my studio equipment with. And I got that because I saw him do that.
Mhm.
he came to my crib when I bought that equipment. He brought his big blue tub with his equipment. And he's like, all right, I'm gonna show you how to use your shit. And he showed me. And even then, it's like, okay, I know how to use it to record myself, but recording yourself is one thing, just knowing how to use it, the basics. It's another thing to know how to get a great sound. Mm. I'm most proud of that. I could record something right now and people be like, damn, that shit sound good already. You know what I'm saying? Like learning how to mix, learning how to master, so yeah, that was the hardest part. That took years. I mean, I'm still developing and getting better at that shit, but that took years to feel comfortable. But it also was the fearlessness that I had to be like, fuck it, like I'm about to figure this shit out. And whatever. But it helped save me a lot of money and I was able to put up a lot more shots. Just practicing, knowing like I have my own shit, like that nobody can clock me on. Like I could spend all day recording myself. You feel me?
You ain't have to pay $100 an hour.
Even when my rooms didn't have like the best treatment, like there was like I remember when I was staying on campus, like the acoustics in there were trash. I used to take my shit, pack my shit up, and take it to a homie house that I knew off campus. And hey, bro, can I come record in your crib? Like, shout out to my nigga Keelan, bro. Like I used to pack my shit up, bro. He'd be like, "Yeah, bro, you can use my room. I'm gonna go in the living room and do what I do." All right, cool. I'll be in this room. Because he had better acoustics. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
So using those connections.
That's it, man.
So guys, don't be afraid to use the people and not like use them as a user, but utilize the resources and the community around you to help you get to where you're trying to be.
Network horizontally. Don't always try to reach the person that's above you. It's cool to attain for that too, you know what I'm saying? And try to meet your like people that you grew up on and shit like that too. But like network horizontally, because there's so many people that I came up with that they're now the people that people want to get up there and meet. And I came up with these people. Like, so you never know who somebody will become.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and even if they don't become that, they're still a resource and an asset, you know? So that's my 2 cents.
All right. You've taken the journey to the beginning of your music career and what led you to even take that step. And now we're here. Inner Child is out. Mm-hmm. Tell us about the movie.
Man, dog. I'm so proud of that. I'm proud of that.
And you had a whole theater release.
Yeah. Shout out to God, man. That ain't nothing but God, man. Because I had an idea, what I thought was a far-fetched idea. I was sitting down with my boy Chris Beats, man. He's a producer on the album. He helped with some of the songs, and we were talking about the album. This is back in like 2021, I think. And he was like, man, like, why don't you release the album in parts? I was like, why do I do that and still tell the story? I don't want to just do it just for like commerce reasons and like people's attention spans. Like, I don't like that shit is true, but you don't got to give in to everything. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to conform to everything. I'm reading this book right now called Your Purpose is Calling. And it's like, it talks about in the book how everybody it's so easy to just conform like to what everybody else is doing. It's like, bro, like, don't be afraid to stand out and be yourself. I love albums. My favorite thing to do in making music is making albums. So when he told me that, it wasn't like I was offended or anything. It was just like, I need to figure out a way to still make that work for me. It wasn't just like, oh yeah, like, let me do that to appease everybody else's attention spans. Like, no, nigga, y'all gonna adapt to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause
that goes back to that authenticity.
Yeah, like
when you're real, when you're you, people will gravitate to that.
And everybody can't make good albums, concise bodies of work. So why would I throw away one of my biggest skill sets to try to conform to everybody else? So when he said that, it sparked a light bulb. So I was like, all right, let me think about it. Let me figure out how I'm gonna do that and still make it like make sense. Cause at that point I had started to already craft out like the story of the album. From there, I was sitting down like maybe that night or the next night, and I was watching Insecure. Shout out Issa Rae. And it was like the last season of Insecure, and I was like, damn, like it's crazy how like shows be having people tune in every week. Because I was thinking about what he said about breaking shit up. And I was like, yeah, like they break up these episodes and people tune in every week. I was like, man, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna release the album in episodes. So that's how it started. That was the initial plan. And then I was like, man, we should do like a short film. We should do like short form visual contents for each song, but they all together they make up a film. So I got with my boy Uche. Shout out to my boy. You know what I'm saying? My bro, man, does all my visuals and stuff like that. And I had a crazy idea. And then my boy Ike, who said the shit in the skit about the me watching film, my point guard that I was talking about, he's also an actor and he writes scripts. So he had a web series at the time. I was like, yeah, I want him to help me with it. You know, so he's already on the album, so it makes sense. You know what I mean? And I brought it to them, and they were down with it. And I was like, I don't know how we're gonna do this, but we're gonna figure it out, like we always do. And it just developed over time, and by the grace of God and just glory, like you said before, like using your resources, we got that thing done. Like we shot that film. Like we wrote a script, we filmed the whole thing. We got extra people to come, you know, be in it, and it was just a crazy experience. One of the best experiences of my life. It was so much fun. And then I was about a month or two before the album and the film came out, I had a dream that the film was in the theater. And I was like, damn, that would be crazy. I was like, okay, that was God speaking to me because I had these visions where like they come true. I was like, all right, cool. I don't know how I'm gonna do that, but I'm gonna figure it out. And I thought about like a few people that I know that had film premieres at this independent film theater that they have in Atlanta. Reached out to them, got a good rate. I was like, yes, that's in my budget. I can do that. You know what I'm saying? And we had a film premiere in a theater. You know what I'm saying?
It's on the marquee.
Yeah, on everything, man. That shit was incredible. So yeah, bro, just trusting yourself, trusting your gut, going after things even when they seem too big for yourself. Utilizing your resources, working with the people around you. We shot that film for less than $1,000.
That's beautiful.
Like,
that is,
and you can't tell
today's economy. Like you can't even get air expensive.
Yeah, facts. Like you can't tell. Like it's super, super high quality, but that just goes to like me utilizing my resources and working with the people that I had already been working with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't have to go outside to get somebody that I didn't know. We were already building this community. We were already working. It was just the next gradual step. So yeah, man, that shit was fun, bro. It's
very exciting
career highlight for sure.
If you haven't seen it, go
check out the Inner Child film, man. It's on YouTube and coming to some streaming services near you soon, man. So
all right. Well, what else can we expect coming up from Dee Ace?
Dee Ace, Texas? Dee Ace, Texas, aka Dee Ace, Louisiana, aka Dee Ace, California. You know what I'm saying? And aka Dee Ace, North Carolina. I got it.
You gonna leave out ATL?
Yeah. Dee Ace, ATL. Hey, look, Dee Ace worldwide. You know what I'm saying? I'm everywhere with it. But just expect more vibes, more albums, more storytelling, more creative endeavors, more projects, whatever that is, like films, more visuals, more pushing the boundaries, more discovery, like just getting better. This is just the beginning. I got so much more planned that has already been planned in advance that we about to start kicking off soon that I just don't want to reveal too much.
All right, so that means you gotta stay tuned.
It's a lot coming, man, and I'm so excited. So,
all right, bro.
man,
Thank you for Thank you for sitting with us, and we are excited to go on the rest of this journey, read the rest of the book with you.
Yeah, thank you, man. Y'all could follow me at Dee Ace Texas. You know what I'm saying? DEEACETX. You feel me? The Inner Child album is out. My first child, Defrost, is out. It's on all platforms. 90s Babies out there, all my singles, all the visuals. Go to my YouTube channel, Dee Ace Texas. I keep it consistent, man. You can find me at Dee Ace Texas on everywhere. And in the platforms, like the streaming platforms, it's just Dee Ace. You know what I mean? So DEEACE, 2 words. You feel me? So put a little space in between that, because you know sometimes I like to have my space. You feel me? But yeah, man, just stay tuned for the journey. I tell people and all my fans and anybody that's a part of this journey with me, like, make music for you to ride through life with. So I told y'all about the slabs and car culture. I'm from Houston, man. So jump in the car, man. We finna swing and bang, you dig?
All right. Thanks, guys, and we'll be in touch next time.